Hi Pisces, Bailey B, hanging out for another intuitive reading to help you explore your subconscious and see what's going on. Thank you for being here. As always, I intend for this reading to give you something fascinating to think about, and I hope you can use that information to lead you to more safety and more fulfillment. I want you to check in with your own intuition to see what feels true and only pick up what's resonating with you. Today I'm going to do the Zen Osho Tarot cards, pull a few of those at the beginning, and then we will follow up with the Tarot del Fuego by Ricardo Cavolo. So let's get out some Osho cards right now for Pisces. What is Pisces feeling and getting into this week? Or weekend, I should say. What's going on for Pisces in the next couple days? I had one card flip over. Aloneness. Ooh. Might be feeling kind of isolated lately. Maybe like you're the only one around you that's feeling the way you're feeling. What else do we have? Intensity. So a lot of intense feelings and emotions happening for you right now, Pisces. One more Osho card for Pisces in the next couple of days. One more card for Pisces. What is Pisces feeling? Stress. Okay, Pisces. You're kind of feeling like I'm feeling right now. Integration on the back of the deck there. So I'm also feeling this right now, Pisces. I didn't really want to bring in my own life into this necessarily, but I'm definitely understand these feelings right now. Aloneness, kind of just feeling like you're staring off into the abyss and you don't know what's going to happen in the future. You don't really have a vision for what your next step is, and you don't really feel like there's anyone around you to help guide you. It feels kind of like no one's like able to see things from your perspective, so it's really hard to get advice or inspiration or any sort of like usable, tangible, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I guess advice, but more than that, it's like you're looking to explore what's happening in your head and in your heart, and it's like you can't find a place to process it all, to like have it reflected back to you, to like put it out there and be able to explore it and how you feel, and then have it reflected back to you, or just being given some guidance or that kind of insight. That's the word I'm looking for. Insight into your life that you could really use right now. But it takes a keen eye. It takes somebody who knows you. It takes a lot of different things for that to be possible. And you're just not feeling that around you right now, Pisces. You might be feeling a lot of these really intense feelings, like, we talked about in the last couple of readings, sadness, anger came up a lot. But even just like feeling trapped, feeling isolated, feeling like you can't quite break through, like this person looks like they're trying to break through like some sort of field here, and you can see like the strain on their face, like the weight of their future is just like bearing down on them. And it just like, it almost seems like the energy is like getting sucked out of this person like super quickly. And then we have here the stress card, which just is so hilarious to me in the most dark way, because here's this monkey that this person has a hold of, right? It's like they're the one holding the monkey's leash, and the monkey is the one threatening to pop this bubble here underneath them. And that's why they're stressed out. Also, they're juggling candles and playing the trumpet here while trying to balance. It's just, but it all seems like self-inflicted, right? That's the crazy thing about this card, is it's like, it's nonsensical stress. It's not like stress that's induced in a healthy way by something that is necessary or like growth oriented. This is the kind of stress that's just like pointless, or it seems pointless. I mean, I know we can learn lessons from finally changing and not accepting this kind of stress anymore. And sometimes we have to like feel something, like kind of hit rock bottom, if you will, before we can realize like, oh, we can't deal with that kind of stress anymore, or like, this is unnecessary, I'm going to change it, it's important, it's an emergency. But like, we don't have to live that way, is my point. Like, there's a door out of that type of stress that leads to more simplicity, more contentment, more peace. And I think we're having a hard time finding where that's going to be for us right now, Pisces. That's what I'm feeling about this reading as I'm like trying to perfect these cards up here. Maybe you're feeling a little bit like controlling, or like you're having to like control all the little details in your life right now because things just like aren't working out. You feel like you have to kind of take charge and do all these little things yourself. Integration and courage are here on the back of the deck. I really like this integration card because it reminds us that even like when tough and stressful things are happening, we can still find joy, find things that are worth celebrating and being happy about and loving, right? And also find the inspiration in the negativity, or in the negative times. Like when we start to feel like we can't take it anymore, or like we have hit that kind of rock bottom in terms of being pushed to our limits, that's when we tend to make changes, and big changes, major changes that really help us to balance out our lives, if that makes sense. All right, so let's get some tarot cards out here. Tarot del Fuego by Ricardo Cavolo. I'll shuffle it one more time. All right, what is some advice for the alone card, the aloneness card here? What is this for Pisces, and what can we do about it? Why are we headed through this time right now? So we have the Five of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles for this aloneness feeling. Obviously, this is a repeat, right, of the aloneness card, maybe with more of a material focus. Both of these are material pentacle cards. So the Five of Pentacles obviously is about sadness, also about chaos and these tumultuous times. I look at these waves here that are crashing in this person's eyes. There's obviously a lot of things happening inside of them, and a lot of things welling up, a lot of things that are stressing them to the point where they're like, they have these like breakouts, right? These like pimples or thorns or whatever you want to call these things on their face. And like with all of these tears here, this almost is reminding me of like an Alice in Wonderland moment where you drown in your own tears, and then it, like in the movie, it washes her away through this tiny keyhole and into a new realm. I feel like that's really relevant. Maybe the World card will come out here later, but that's sort of like going through the keyhole, right, into another world, another realm. That is obviously where we're headed, Pisces, because we don't stay here forever, and this is not something that just like happens in perpetuity. The Wheel of Fortune is always going up and down. So if we're feeling all this stress, aloneness, and sadness right now, it's leading us to a higher place, because that's just how the ebb and flow of life works. the Two of Pentacles, there's a lot of juggling happening. You might feel like you've been really kind of exhausted, stressed, like you're not getting enough water, there's a lot of heat and pressure and intensity on you to keep things in the air. So I'm really feeling you, Pisces, like the intensity of what you're carrying right now and what might be feeling like it's like yours alone to carry. I know sometimes it does feel like you are alone, but none of us are alone. There's so much energy in this world and so much cause and effect that we don't understand and can't know about, that we breathe and inherit and live every single day. All we have to do is reach out, even if it's just through words and through time, like reading a book or, finding those people online that speak your language, and talk about things that you like to talk about and make you feel better. So anyway, let's move on to this intensity. What are we learning about the intensity here? Ooh, three cards. The Ten of Pentacles. So it's the Eight of Wands came out first. And then the Queen of Wands. So it was the Eight of Wands, the Queen of Wands, and the Ten of Pentacles that came out here. And that was the order. So this Eight of Wands in the traditional deck is it's one of the only cards that's just a bunch of wands like flying through the air. There's no figure in it. It's almost like messages or synchronicities, things that are happening or manifesting that are coming towards you, and they're all moving really quickly. In this particular deck, I see it more as like a lot going on in the home, a lot going on in your safe place, things that are just sort of like all these little fires that you're having to put out. Nothing that's like bringing the house down, but definitely this movement to where you're like having to protect the things that you love. You're having to go through a lot of different steps to like keep your house and when I say house, I mean like mentally and like metaphorically as well, keep it all in order. And then the Queen of Wands is this amazing figure who basically knows how to stand out, knows how to embrace their uniqueness, knows how to be passionate and how to express themselves. This is sort of like the feminine part of it, the intensity in the tarot. It is an intense female energy, feminine energy. I shouldn't say female. It's like, could be male or female, but it's a feminine energy that is good at birthing ideas, like manifesting things, bringing things from like internally to externally. You know what I'm trying to say. Bringing things from like the internal to the external, and also being really unique and being vibrant and attractive, and somebody who's just like vivacious and passionate and all of the things. And then we've got this Ten of Pentacles here, which is like this person who has literally looks like they won like a drinking game, and they're being paid their 10 coins that they're owed. So I'm seeing this as you like embracing your intensity, your like your boldness, your strength, that part of you that is like audacious almost. And that's the part you're drawing on to get through all of these feelings of like challenge and stress and aloneness. I think you're really working on like cultivating a sense of independence and a sense of you being able to manifest stability and success in your own life without other people having to be reliable for you, because so often they're just not. And I think at a certain point we get to a place in life where we're like, oh, as much as our friends and family can be there to help us, or maybe they're not, we can't rely on that. We have to be able to rely on what we can do for ourselves the most. And that's not to say that we don't take help or we don't ask for help when we need it, but then the impetus is on us to continue to move forward and grow and push past that place where we're needing help from other people, because we are essentially here to, and I'm not talking about like if you have a disability or if you're financially unable to take care of yourself, that's not always your fault. I totally understand that. I don't believe that we are just a product of what I don't believe our value is based on what we can bring to the table monetarily. But I'm talking about like growth, right? If you're stuck and you're not growing, you're not learning, you're not moving through your own life because you have your own goals and your own drive, that is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about self-sufficiency and relying on yourself for change and for moving forward. Not everyone can go out there and make, 6 figures. It's just not physically or mentally possible for them to do that. But they can do what they can do. They can create their own, what they are personally capable of creating, what they are personally capable of contributing, and how they are. And you are, a lot of us struggle with things like disability or emotional things that we have to work through, or just, life things that happen to us, grief. And there's just a number of things that people have to face in their lives. These are the things that we can't rely on other people to fix for us or to like pick us up and carry us through. We have to learn to do that for ourselves while also still relying on others and sharing with them. But it's like I'm struggling to talk or like define the difference between finding solace in community and having the courage to ask for help and then open yourself up to receive that help. That is one thing. On the other hand, there's also this responsibility for us, once we receive that help, once people do open up and are capable of giving what they can to contribute to our lives, it's our responsibility then to use that as best we can and to continue to be grateful for the gifts that we're getting from other people, be thankful for the support that we're getting from the universe and from just everything in our lives that we have that is a blessing. I think often when we get to this sad and alone place and we're intensely stressed, we forget to notice the little things and to be grateful for those little things, even as small as like the dandelion in the grass or the sunset or the rain or, just breathing fresh air, these simple things that can really help ground us and, remind us that life in this very second, in this very moment that we are experiencing is enough for us to keep going and keep moving forward. So this is the kind of growth I'm seeing that's coming from you, Pisces. Like you are finally realizing that you are your knight in shining armor. I think that's basically what I'm trying to say here. And here with this Ten of Pentacles, like you're going to succeed. You're winning. You're going to get that payoff at the end of the gamble or the end of the game, or just, however it is that you, you face those challenges in life. You're going to get that reward at the end. You are going to be the stable one. that comes out with all of the material abundance, because you're the one who can actually put it on the line when it matters. Not a lot of people can come through for themselves like that. They tend to quit before they are successful or providing for themselves in the way that they deserve to be provided for. So my message to you, Pisces, is don't quit. You have the strength to keep going. What is the stress that Pisces is feeling and seeing, and why are we going through this right now? All right, so we have the Two of Swords, the Hangman that came out first. The Hangman, Two of Swords, Three of Pentacles. So I asked why the stress. The Hangman here is us seeing things from a new perspective. I talked about hitting rock bottom and possibly just realizing like, oh, this is like a hamster wheel and I actually can't keep holding on to this anymore. It's not possible for me to keep doing this and remain healthy and sane. So this is maybe why we're experiencing this, Pisces, is to gain this new perspective. I know for me personally, I wasn't capable of going inward and feeling how stressed I really was and how depressed I really was until it got so bad that I had to stop and slow down. I didn't have a choice of just pushing through it anymore. And, you know, we all have our limits, and some of us can learn more quickly than others. I tend to be very stubborn. It takes me a lot to realize that I need to change my trajectory, especially when it comes to being self-sacrificing. I tend to like push myself way too far before I realize like this is not healthy for me, nor is it healthy for anyone else. I kind of grew up trying to prove myself all the time and trying to be perfect, trying to do all the things to get me, you know, the safety of acceptance from my friends and family. And that's kind of what I was touching on earlier when I was talking about self-sufficiency. When we need that acceptance from our friends and our family, we often don't get it. You might be one of the lucky ones out there who got that kind of encouragement from the people around you. And if you did, that's such a blessing. Be so grateful for that. But if you didn't, we end up earning the badge that we provide that for ourselves. We learn how to provide that for ourselves. And that can be a huge blessing, because then we're almost unstoppable at a certain point when we learn how to provide emotional and spiritual and internal sustenance for ourselves. And we learn how to like not operate in the stress mode or be the ones to call it ourselves and be like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. And taking the authority back, taking our own responsibility and authority as adults in charge of our own lives. And we say, no, I'm not willing to do this anymore. I'm going to change. Something's going to change and I'm going to be the one to do that. I'm going to change it. So I think this is all bringing something to a head and like showing us this different perspective that we need to make a change. The Two of Swords is that feeling where you're like stuck in between worlds or in between transitions. Things are heavy. You might feel like you're incapable of seeing things clearly at the moment, or you can't quite like speak your mind or communicate to others exactly how it is you're feeling. You might not even be able to see like what it is exactly that you would prefer to the situation you're in right now. But all you know is that you're completely fed up, you can't take it anymore, and like you can only balance these swords or be silent and, you know, confused for so long. At some point you have to take a stand and make a move. The Three of Pentacles here is really interesting because this is super different than in the traditional tarot deck. In the traditional deck, it's like people working together and somebody kind of expressing themselves well and being able to get like the recognition from their peers and that help. Here, we're not seeing that. what we're seeing here is that you're being offered a bag of coins, but you're having to sort of like cut your own head off for that bag. To me, this is somebody like having to like trade something that means something to them for these pentacles. Like you're having to do something really dramatic in order to keep yourself fed, stable, like alive, basically right now. And it feels like you're almost losing yourself in the process here. And I really, this is one of the cards that kind of confuses me the most about this whole deck, is this Three of Pentacles, because I'm not really sure what the redeeming quality of this card is. If you have an idea, please put it down in the comments. If you can kind of see something in this card that I'm not seeing. What does the Three of Pentacles mean to you? Is this about sacrifice? Is this about identity? And what does it have to do with money or pentacles? So just some more questions here. Let's get some more answers. Pull out some more cards. Spirit, what is some advice? We've been pretty thorough about what our struggles are at the moment. And I can see the passion. I can see the creativity and the eventual wins here that Pisces is going to have. But what is Ace of Cups on the back of the deck? What is this we're being advised to do? Okay, so these are actually amazing cards. This advice could really turn things around for you, Pisces. What you're not seeing on the back of the deck here is this Ace of Cups, this new emotional journey for you. The Seven of Cups, this is choices, a little bit of confusion, but you're definitely like being offered a new chance to do something here, Pisces. You might be a little bit confused, like I said, about what to do here in the future. There is this sense that this integration is going to be happening for you soon, where you're taking the lessons of all of this hardship, all of these things that you've had to like pull out of your character and your strength, your inner strength, and in order to keep moving forward, in order to execute for your life. These are all lessons, believe it or not, even though it doesn't look like it, you know, while we're going through it, that end up becoming like badges of honor, badges of courage, badges of strength that we can draw upon moving forward any other time that we come to a place of hardship. So this is preparing you, Pisces, for the future, for what's coming towards you, and believe it or not, you're learning the skills to stabilize yourself and to be consistently at peace and finding joy and being thankful in the midst of this kind of stress and alone feeling, these alone feelings of being alone. I know it's really intense right now, but this is where, like, you know, they talk about diamonds being made out of pressure, or like iron being in the fire. Like, we are purified and made more strong. They were made stronger through these trials, where we come out understanding basically like what we're made of. When you go through something, you finally realize what you're capable of handling, and how much you really have learned over your lifetime. So I would feel a big sense of pride right now, Pisces, in myself. I'm proud of you, because this is a lot of really difficult, this is a lot of difficult energy to move through, and you are clearly doing it with integrity, and you're integrating this dark into the light, and that you're creating a balance here. So the Star card is here telling me that you are actively wishing right now on your star. You're manifesting in your brain, or you're like visualizing, you're thinking, you're meditating on the things that you want to manifest in your life right now. And because you're doing all of this wishing, all of this visualizing, all of this intense mental work, you are literally bringing those wishes to life. And it's happening because you're basically stepping up and being like, I deserve this. Bring it to me now. Like, the universe, you know, I've been working on this. You know what my karma is. You know what I deserve. Like, I'm cashing in. And that's actually what I was feeling about this Ten of Pentacles right here. Like, this person looks like they're being like, all right, I'm cashing in now. Like, I earned this. Now I get my due. Please hand out to the universe. This is one of those things where it's, you know, it's okay to be forward and demand that you get your fair due. And I'm not saying like, you know, be demanding in all areas of your life, but when you speak to the universe, like, as long as you're doing it with respect and gratitude, I think it can be really powerful to be very forward and demanding about what you want. I guess when I say demanding, I just mean like matter of fact. Like, you're being just really cutting and precise about what it is that you want from the universe and from your life. What is it that you're looking for? What is it that you're trying to manifest? And just like really intensely asking for it over and over and over again. The Seven of Wands here is telling me that you really are learning from all of these trials, Pisces. You're learning how to like balance this all on your head while putting out fires. The universe is actually coming in here to put out these fires, or help you put out these fires with all of this water, but you're also having to like bear the brunt of this wave, right? But you look skilled while doing it. Like, there's just a lot of skill and patience practice that's happening right now, and you're going to be able to weather this storm with skill. The Knave of Pentacles is reminding me hardcore again of this Ten of Pentacles, like this badass feminine energy that's just like, I'm awesome, I earned this, I am stepping up and I'm claiming what is mine, and I'm gonna get it no matter what people say about me, what people think about me, what people are willing to give me. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna make it on my own. And I'm not saying bootstrap it, Pisces. Like, I don't believe in the concept of bootstrapping. The whole idiom is like, it's not possible. That's why it's funny. People have like a run with that saying and made it into something it's totally not. Pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. Just like, it doesn't work like that. That's not how physics works. But what I am talking about is you embracing your real self. You're being confident about who you are, what you want, what you're willing to put up with. You're drawing those boundaries, and you're just like looking so badass right now. I don't know what other word to use than those. And this is like, even though it might not feel like it right now, you might feel down, defeated, weaker than normal, tired, all of those things. Like, you are being a strong, vibrant, independent, capable, you know, just really showing out here for yourself, Pisces. You're pulling it off. And if people aren't already seeing your awesomeness, like, first of all, they're missing out. Second of all, they're gonna see it because everything always comes out in the end. Like, people, that your character will show through, even if you're going through a hard time right now, and people aren't like really understanding you or why you're going through this, or, you know, what you're fighting for, where you're headed. Like, they're going to see it eventually. that's just how life works. Like nothing stays hidden forever. And then finally, we have the Four of Cups here and the Chariot card. So the Four of Cups in this particular deck talks about home, protection, safety, stability, a place where you feel comfortable enough to grow and flourish, possibly a family or like multiple energies being supportive and kind of filling you up. You might actually be looking for this right now, looking for your tribe, looking for a place where you can be comfortable to express yourself and be empowered and help have a community around you so that you don't have to feel like you're doing it all on your own. And that's what I feel like the advice here is. This Chariot energy is kind of giving me a sense of community, but also like, hurry up and go out there and find it. Like, don't let yourself wallow in this alone feeling for long. There are other people out there that feel exactly the way you do. And if you don't know them yet, you just haven't found your tribe yet. You haven't looked in the right places. There is a lot of effort that it takes to connect with other human beings, especially in our adult age. But you know, there are so many things that we can do to connect with each other these days. You can go out there and join a club for your hobby. You can get online, and there's just more forums out there than we can even fathom for different niches, different people talking to each other about different subjects. Whatever it is that particularly interests you, Pisces, like get in, move forward to that destination, because that's where you're going to meet people just like you. I'm not talking like carbon copy. I'm talking about like a place that's going to give you a feeling, a sense of community. I'm looking at this Chariot card right now, and I'm almost seeing like, you know, people who go like off grid, or they like choose to travel and live at like their home out of their van or out of their car. I don't know if there is travel here in your future, but I'm seeing like, you know, van life. So if that's been calling you lately, maybe this is a sign. Or just like learning a trade that you didn't think that you would ever be good at. Like you're learning how to work on your own car. You're learning how to like fix things or paint houses, or like, you know, build things with wood, or just something like that takes a lot of like getting out there, getting your hands dirty, and stretching yourself and doing something out of your comfort zone that you didn't really think you would be capable of doing, but you actually totally are capable of doing. Those are the other kinds of things that expand your horizons and help you connect with people that are actually going to vibe with you and like care about the same things you do, care about you and your well-being, and be able to like speak your language and communicate with you in the way that you like best receive it, if that makes sense. All right, so here's to finding our tribe, Pisces. Let's get one more Osho card out here just to close off the reading. What is the last sentiment that Pisces needs to take away for the next couple of days, Spirit? Please give us. That's hilarious. Traveling is what flew out. So, yeah, I mean, I guess I kind of hit that on the head. Traveling, silence is on the back of the deck there. So maybe you're headed to, I don't know, go camping. Maybe you're headed somewhere where things are going to be a little bit more quiet for you. You can take some time to meditate and think about things. Moment to moment is also here on the back of the deck. So you might be going somewhere where you can take it slow, or kind of live moment to moment. It's also the Two of Pentacles is the sister card here. So the Two of Pentacles is out here twice. I'm just seeing that here in this card in particular, this traveling card, the person on this card is tiny. There's such a huge landscape here that they're traveling through. Like you literally probably can't even see it. They're right there above where my pinky is. It's like a speck. And then this is their, journey, their path, and it's leading into something like they're not even really capable of putting in perspective at this moment. It's so much larger than them. It's so much further than they can even really like relate to size-wise. This is what I'm feeling like you're going through right now, Pisces. If you're not literally traveling, if you're not literally picking up and going like we were just talking about, this is an adventure emotionally and spiritually for you. You are moving from one place to another, from the old to the new. You're traveling, you're traversing your inner worlds, and you're literally having to do this alone. None of us can travel our inner world with somebody else. This is always a solo journey, the travel inward. Although we can always plug in and get information from things like books and, I guess you could also say like podcasts and things like that, but it is important to like fill our brains with quality information, things that have like been poured out of people in a really earnest and genuine way where they've spent a lifetime cultivating the things that they're putting forward and saying. So I'm not saying just like any podcast or any book. I'm talking about like things that teach you about life that you wouldn't otherwise learn without reading. That's the kind of spiritual and mental journey I'm talking about taking here, Pisces, like reading philosophy, reading spiritual texts, going to different types of classes that you might not have thought of going to, like learning about astronomy can help us put our world into perspective, physics, things like this, where you're going on like a mental quest to find who you are, why you're here, and like what it is that you are personally contributing to the world. This is something that we're called to do alone. Each one of us is responsible for doing this for ourselves. And this might be really intense for you, Pisces, and this might be really stressful for you, Pisces, especially if you're a sensitive person or somebody who finds it challenging to get through everyday tasks and things like that. You might be more creatively inclined and, just more capable of tapping into emotional things than the everyday, checking boxes, doing the adulting and all that kind of stuff. But we need people like you, Pisces. We need people like you so bad in this world. We need people who are willing to expand their minds and explore their spirituality and their mental capacities and be able to rely on themselves for their personal growth, be able to respect themselves enough to pick themselves out of places that are not good for them anymore and bring themselves to places where they can thrive. If you are blessed enough to be able to move physically, this is something you might be contemplating right now. If you aren't capable of physically moving, we are always capable of mentally moving. So get your hands on new information, new education. You can educate yourself on Google. You can educate yourself at the library. There's just so many different ways to continue your personal education, Pisces. So don't ever stop learning and growing just because you feel defeated and alone. This is the travel journey that we're on. But again, this might be literal for some of you. You guys might be literally traveling right now. I think that regardless of what this journey is for you, it's a tough one, but it's a necessary one, and it's one where you're going to come out the other side feeling so awesome about yourself. You're going to be so proud of yourself. You're going to be freaking on fire, Pisces. Like you are going to shine and be able to do that shining through thick and thin, through tough times, through good times, like all of the times. You're going to be able to shine and be yourself and bring light and thoughtfulness to this world that we so desperately need. This is you. This is your path, Pisces, and mine. I'm also a Pisces, but I just feel really strongly that those of us who are going through these trials and expanding our insides, we are the people who are going to continue to be able to teach others how to do this and bring this sense of creativity, confidence, compassion, uniqueness. Just, we are the salt that makes like the bland day-to-day of life more like flavorful. Pisces, like, we flavor this world and we are needed so desperately. So please continue to put yourself out there and grow those beautiful, beautiful insides, Pisces. I hope this gave you a little bit of faith and faith in yourself, hope for the future, and I hope you feel proud of yourself, Pisces. I'm proud of you. This is really difficult stuff, and you're handling it like a pro. So, thank you for being so inspiring to me. Thank you for what you're doing among your community with your friends and family. And even if you feel like you're not getting the recognition now, your due will come. Like, you are bringing in what you are owed. That is just how balance and the ups and downs of life work. So hang in there. I'm here with you, Pisces. Hit the like button if you resonated with this reading. I would really appreciate it. I am going to be putting out a members only love reading this evening, so keep on the lookout for that. Today is the last day for free nightly reading, and that'll all be for the members only section from now on. So I hope you join me, join our community. I think it's going to be such a great time. There's going to be a lot of other things I'll be rolling out over time. But if you want to be one of the very first people to join our bouquet of subscribers, I would be so honored to have you. I'll also be giving away another free reading to one of my first 1,000 subscribers once we hit 1,000 subscribers. So hit the subscribe button if you want a chance to win that. And have a great day or night wherever you are in the world, Pisces. And as always, I hope you live long and prosper.